know the solar project's kind of taking things over here, but my little drain through puddle, and this is the road's runoff. We just had a ton of rain, and you can see my nicely staged platform, so there'll be little pools. Back out a little bit there. So little pools that will swell and then cascade down this whole little stream. I haven't put the liner down or anything. This will actually be the only part that actually has liner, but this will be kind of a static pool that'll spill over there. This will be a little waterfall here. This will be a little waterfall here. I'll just cut that out just ever so slightly and put some nice rocks on there. And this, as you can see, is a pretty deep pool. This is actually where the little crossing will happen, so that you'll have a waterfall here as you cross through the path that's obviously already cut through this section here. You'll cross over the water that's more static, and then the waterfall will be on your right and your left, or left and right rather. And then you'll see it over here too. This pool will feed and come over this little waterfall. And this one will be the big one, and this one drains out pretty quick because it's the biggest puddle, and it takes a while to fill up. And I'll drop this down just enough so that I get a little bit of an overspill here, build that up. And this is where the water comes in to this in the first place. But the real fun will be, this will be all pump driven. So this water will come from that low point way back there where we started at the bridge, and it will come to probably a little rock waterfall feature here, which will fill this, and it will run down this little stream. So this will be always a little babbling brook. Pretty slow speed. I might have a high speed variant to discharge some power from the solar power system. And then I'm gonna make an overflow so that the pond, which is now perfectly full, can either overspill when it rains too much into the stream, or vice versa. So if I have too much water in the stream, it can come back in the pond. But look how cool it is to finally have the pond fully cut out and completely swelled with water. And hopefully this will help the sealing process. As you can see, a lot of clay is still suspended in the water because it's all still rough inside the water. It's not smoothed yet, but once it smooths out, this will allow the edges of the pond to cure or seal with this clay as it settles in. And man, nice big pond. This island is kind of connected. It has a little land bridge here. That island is not connected, so it's completely floating all by itself, and it is a true island. This is the primary pond. It's about a little over 8 feet deep right over here, and then that's the bog. So there's a culvert that comes from the road drainage ditch right to the back there, fills this, and then that overspills into this big pond here. But this is the first time since I finished digging the actual pond that it has been full. So I'm pretty pumped that with a very few little bits of rain, I was able to capture this much water. This is unbelievable how much water this actually is. I wish there were some dimensions on this so I could actually figure out the size of the pond and the volume that this actually consists of. But yeah, pond update coming along pretty sweet. And again, it's still very clay heavy and needs a little gypsum in there to help it settle, coagulate, or whatever you want to call it, congeal. And I might eventually do a little wooden bridge to this pond, this island, but I kind of like that it's remote, so we'll see. And then I just have to do the connecting path from here over to this guy, and that will allow my stream for overflow to continue the loop, but then also let this be where all the little fish live. And then as they get more and more fish that overpopulate that little pond, and then the deep spot is about 6 feet deep on that one there. And once that has too many fish in it, I'll take a few of them at a time and really release them into the big pond. And at that rate, the big pond, because this will be lined so it won't run out of water, whereas this sometimes will sink low in the year or two that it will take for this to cure. So hopefully I can take a few of those fish at a time and apply them to the big pond.